How about television media? Do you still watch TV? This is like following the reading questions. So.
Oh, yeah. As far as TV, I rarely watch TV like habitually. Like there are times where I want to watch movies and I want to watch catch up on shows that I've heard of. So I usually go on demand and like watch them. But I don't usually find TV as sort of a news source. I just find it for some sort of entertainment or a method of entertainment. Yeah, I rarely watch TV though.
Do you think the era of television is over?
To be honest, I think that using the television to watch media is almost over because you can obviously watch shows on your laptop and your computer and your phone. So the use of the TV is a little obsolete, but the method of watching videos and watching shows and stuff is still very real. Also considering that TV advertisements, I believe, are still pretty expensive to get. And that also comes with people that do watch TV and how much money they can assume they'd get from having an advertisement put online, or not online, on the television. Yeah.
So when was the last time you watched news on television?
To be honest, last time I watched the news on the TV was for 420. We were just watching the broadcast that they had, or footage that they would have of Hippie Hill. But as far as watching news, I do watch videos of news on my phone, so that actually happens really often. Like, if you see any articles online, they do have videos attached to them. So I do watch those videos as well. But as far as the actual TV, I haven't seen that since April 20th.
Do you think the information on the television news are accurate? And are you ever like scared about the government's manipulation of media and thought police and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's very common to see tainted and very biased news sources just by virtue of what stations have a certain demographic listening to them or watching them. Like, for instance, Fox News is almost mostly Republican. And then you have other sources of news that are very like straightforward, like NPR or BBC, like they're very untainted but still just truth after truth. So I do have concerns when it comes to news sources, especially on television, because you don't know if it's actually accurate, but you would have to assume that they're a good source because they're on the TV and because they're so notable. But you never know. Yeah.
It's an old generation mentality.
Yeah.
What are your opinions on Fox News?
Actually, I recently found out that Fox News publishes information that is incorrect and doesn't admit fault until they're called out on it. If you've ever seen, so like I do talk smack about Fox News. My stepdad's a Republican. He loves Fox News. But if you've seen the recent Baltimore riots, they actually posted a photo of Valencia saying that that was the Baltimore riots. This is a photo of Valencia in flames, and it's wrong. That's not what's going on. It was Valencia or Valenzuela, something. But it wasn't the Baltimore riots. They said it was. Of having a news source show a photo of Valenzuela claiming that that's Baltimore, like there is a serious lack of fact checking and a serious lack of people that actually care about what they are telling the public. Because if you come off as a news source that is known to have bad information, why is there a following? It's just some big explanation on a tainted form of news. Like, obviously Fox is a biased network. There's no other explanation. Like, they have sources, they have news that isn't actually news, but they portray it in a way that makes it a little not a little, it's exaggerated and unreal, and it's just not true. So if you're one of those that likes to listen to Fox News or like watches it, reads news articles about Fox, you've got to make sure it's true. There are other sources out there. It's not my favorite source. I don't like Fox. My bad. But
So you mentioned that you get insight about our society through social media these days.
Yeah.
Do you think the information you get from social media is credible compared?
Actually, there are other sites as well that I believe are not credible. I think it's called The Onion. The Onion is one of those sites that posts news, but it's very like clickbaity, unreal. So as far as like reading off of social media, I've read enough to understand what is real and what isn't, what's clickbait and what's just entertainment. So as far as understanding what news is, I do have my source of just reliable straight up news. Like I read off of Google Newsreader, I read off of BBC, and I hear a lot about NPR and those networks. Oh, and CNN as well. Those are my news sources. But anything else I read online or through social media are very supplemental to what the actual news is. So it's give or take. But social media, I don't know, I find it like, it's reliable because I get my news quickly, but if I want to actually know if it is news, I wait till it comes out on one of my trusted sources. So I'm kind of like in between.
You've seen those videos like that posted on Facebook about like violence.
Oh,
and
police violence and
yeah,
stuff?
just there's so many videos about things
There's
that go
a lot.
around us. But
Yeah.
what do you think about it? Do you think they're
I-
usually like accurate portrayals, or do you think they're like really swayed sometimes? Because I
Ooh.
feel like that's what happens a lot.
You know, like the thing is, there's so much out there about police brutality, and obviously everything that is captured is negative. Like, how often do you see a good video about a cop or a good video about like a black guy not getting shot? You know, but obviously, yeah, everything that is negative is portrayed and is blown out, but it is something that happens often. Like, we know that this is the issue. We know that it's something that needs help and something that needs to be worked on. Yet, it's so conflicting. Like, I hate all this brutality that's going on. Like, and I totally dislike the fact that there are all these riots, and obviously like it's people against the police, and there's just so much going on, and there's so much built up tension because of the past several hundred like centuries or whatever. But I mean, this is all like it's just a huge mutt fuck. Can I swear?
Yeah,
It's
go
a
ahead.
mutt fuck.
I love that word.
Really?
Like fuck.
Yeah, but I really can't describe like how infuriating it is to see innocent people being shot. But it's everywhere. It's mostly infuriating because knowing that we can't do anything, because it's a huge world and it happens all the time. And I feel like if we all did something about it, it can be changed. But as far as like just sitting here listening and seeing all this, it just turns out to be, it comes off as like being really depressing and sad, because I wish I can do something, or I wish something would happen to change something. But it's a huge issue, and I hope that they solve things. Like, they're having riots in Baltimore right now, and I mean, riots have been going on for a long time, and it's just gone completely blown out. So I don't know, like, I just hope this all happens pretty soon, because it's just getting really, really sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you keep yourself updated with like police brutality events like this in general?
Yeah.
Which one?
Alrighty. So as far as police brutality is concerned, I do feel like I keep myself in the know, mostly because my boyfriend's black. I mean, he's very into politics, very educated, and he's very I don't know, he's just always into what's going on in society, and he actually posts a lot of stuff on Facebook, stuff that I follow and that I read. So I'm very educated based on that, and it is just, I mean, it's good to know about what's going on in society, but it's so depressing. It's really sad.
Do you think our generation is like usually interested in what happens around us? I feel like they only see what's on like social networking sites, and they just kind of get like riled up about it and forget about it until the next one comes up, and it just keeps going on like that.
I've seen that, yeah. Like, I think I remember like last year there was this whole series of things that happened. It was like Miley Cyrus, Prince, and something had a baby, and like Kanye West did this or something. But it's always one thing after the other and after the other. And because these people are famous or something like in the news is just like happening, that they're always blown out on social media, and it always becomes an issue, but there's always something happening. And it's very easy for people to forget that something just happened or something just happened. But what's even harder for people to even realize is that there are other things in this world that don't get blown up on the internet. Like, hello, developing country, still in poverty. There's like diseases over there, and there's just so much stuff that doesn't get as much exposure. But because of this huge like ripple effect that happens with social media, only certain things get blown up, but they're blown up for like a few days or even a few weeks. And I mean, it's gone to the point where I feel like people are very numb to the idea of news, or that people have developed a filter to news where they end up just not caring because something always happens. So it's kind of hard.
Okay, that about wraps up the interview. Thank you for being here for this. We're done!